PGP method is used, PGP algorithms are used to provide the authentication and confidentiality. Authentication, simply you can keep it in mind that authority is given to the sender and receiver to provide that information that the system or the account which you are logging in is yours only. Means authorized person is only logging in towards that account. That is related to authentication only. With respect to authentication, if I am telling you with respect to one example, that is you are logging in, that is username and password your authentication information, means you are the authorized person to log in towards that any of the application. I am telling you with respect to example. Okay, if you are logging into your Gmail ID, you have your own mail ID and your password related to that mail ID, okay, which will provide you the authority related to that mail ID. Means your password can't be given to any other person. That will show that authentication or authority of a single person is related to the authorized person. With respect to that, okay, if I am telling you with respect to the source, means you are a source and destination. The source person will be taking the message. Okay, first message will be taken, after that hash function is applied, then encryption protocol should be applied, provided with the public key, that is PRA, and then concatenate with the message once again. After that you are going to do compression. You are doing the compression method after the concatenation of message with the all this hash function and concatenated, and your Z is your compression method. This is related to transmission, means whatever the data you are transmitting, message should be taken. After that you are doing encryption. You are adding the hash function to provide the security. After that you are doing encryption. To do the encryption we need the security key. Okay, private key is needed. That private key is used with while doing the encryption. After that you are concatenating the data which is a hash done with the hash function and encrypted with the main message, and then you are doing the compression, that is Z. After that you are through internet you are transmitting towards the destination where the message is taken and you have to decompress it. Z inverse is decompression method. That decompression method, what you will get after decompressing, what you have done here, message is concatenated with one encrypted message. That's why here you can see that message is there, with that you have the other part, that is encrypted part of with private key and your hash function message. You can see that first hash function is done with the message that is represented as HM. With your private key you are going to do the encryption. That's why encryption with the private key on your hash function message. Okay, that part is here. The main message is already taken back while after doing the decompression. Okay, that message is taken and you are doing a hash function on that message. Okay, here you are doing decryption. Only using decryption is done using your private key, whatever the key which we have used to encrypt this message, the same key is used to decrypt your whole message. One example we have already seen with respect to Hill Cipher. I think one video I have shown with respect to Hill Cipher encryption method. In that way also you can see that using the key how they are going to decrypt the message. Okay, that decryption of the message is done here, and then your after decryption hash function of message is there. Here also we have done the hash function on the message to compare it, is it equal or not, is it same or not. Okay, which shows that this I can tell you with respect to your username and password. So if you are writing your username correctly and if you are not writing your password correctly, then if you are comparing at the end of the destination, then it will show that you are not an authorized person. In that way the authentication will work. That's why always has this message is always related to your username and passwords related to authentication. Understood? Next is confidentiality. You will be sending the you will be having the message, means what type of message we want to transmit. Is it confidential related to uh, internet or not, that we have to see here. Whatever the message we are typing or whatever the message we want to transmit towards the destination, that we can take here, and we are compressing it. In the starting only we are going to do compression. Okay, and you are taking the key, electronic key, that is you are taking the public key, that's why you can take it as KS. And security key, you are doing the encryption of your key also, and you are doing the encryption of your message also. Okay, message encryption here and key encryption here. You are taking the public key. With respect to that, you have a this one master secret key. Using those keys, using the master secret key, you are going to encrypt your public key also, which is used to encrypt your message. Okay, and then concatenate this key with the actual message encrypted. After that you are sending it. Okay, and here whenever you are transmitting confidential message, you will be adding or padding the authentication detail. Whatever the authentication part is there, that you are going to put here. Okay, and then while doing the decryption, what we are going to do, you have to take the keys, private key or public key, whatever the key we are using at the transmission or source end, that will be taken and done. See, the message has to be decrypted, that is DC decryption is has to be done. And also how we are going to decrypt, using the secret key, and also here your public key is there, no, using that you are going to decrypt your public key also. Public key is also encrypted and then transmitted. For that reason, the problem that for that reason more security is provided with respect to this message transmission. That more security means more confidentiality. You can check see related to that. See, after decrypting the whole message, what we are doing, we have to decompress it, because after compression we have done the encryption part. For that reason, at the receiver end, after decryption you are going to do decryption decompression. After that, message is taken back and the receiver or destination people can read that message. If you are combining that confidentiality and authority, both, if you are combining both, what you will get here, you can see that first part is always authentication, after that you will go with the confidentiality. Okay, if the authorized person is there, then only you can transmit the message information. For that reason, first you have to check related to authorization. That's why here you can see message with the hash function, encryption with the private key, and it is concatenated with the message. This part, whatever I am showing here, this part is for authentication. After authentication, whatever the information is there here, that will be transmitted or that will be compressed. Okay, after compression you are doing encryption of the whole message with the master secret key, where you are using that key to encrypt your public key also and concatenate it with the actual encrypted message. Then it will be transmitted here. Okay, here whole part is for message. This above part, whatever the header is there, that is for the authentication. First we are going to take out the authentication part, that is decrypt the whatever the message we have transmitted through encryption for the authentication information. Okay, use the private key and then decrypt it and decompress it. After decompressing, you will be having the message and apply the hash function and you will be decrypting the public key and then compare it. Okay, this will give you with respect to combination of confidentiality and authority for any of the message. Email compatibility, how it will be compatible with respect to the whatever the message we are transmitting or receiving. When PGP is used, at least part of the block to be transmitted is encrypted. Whatever the PGP method we are using, at least whatever the part of the block, means overall block maybe of stream size, any size, if you are transmitting any of the information through PGP method, one of the blocks should be encrypted and then transmitted. If only the signature service is used, then message digest is encrypted with the sender's private key. See, if you are sending only signature service, then the message digest is encrypted, means whatever the signature we are transmitting, always it should be encrypted, and then using the sender's private key only we are going to transmit. If the confidentiality service is used, the message plus signature and encrypted with one-time systematic key. See, whenever confidentiality service is used, then the message plus signature are encrypted. See, whatever the signature we are telling you, with respect to authority, whatever the username passwords are there, with respect to that, that will be added with the message, and then it will be encrypted and then transmitted using one-time symmetric key. Okay. Thus, part of all the resulting blocks consist of the stream of arbitrary 8-bit octets. However, many electronic mail system only permits the use of blocks consisting of ASCII text. To accommodate this restriction, PGP provides the service of converting the raw 8-bit binary into printable ASCII characters. See, as I told you in the previous thing only, whatever the data we are transmitting will be transmitted in the terms of 8-bit block, that is a binary one, that is zeros and ones only will be present. But whatever we are reading or whatever the receiver will receive should be in the terms of higher text. Higher text means in the terms of ABCD or English or any other language. For that reason, all the binary information will be converted into ASCII text. ASCII represents the alphabetical language, that will be converted using your radix 64 method of algorithm that is used in your PGP method. Okay. Here you can see transmission and reception of PGP message, how we are going to transmit it and how we are going to receive it. If you are going with generic transmission diagram and generic reception diagram with respect to from A to B. A is related to your sender part, if B is related, B is for receiver part. Okay. File is X means message, you can take it as message. Signature is required, then S if S, generate the signature using X, signature concatenate with X. Okay. If you don't need any of the signatures, directly go for the compression. Means if you don't want any authentication, simply you want to send it to multiple person, or if you want to send it to any of the person. Okay. At that time, no need of signatures, no need of checking the authority of the receiver. For that reason, at that time, don't go with respect to signature requirement. If you need or if you want to transmit the confidential information, then check for the receiver end who is a authorized person or not. Okay. Generate at that time you have to generate the signature, concatenate with the actual message, and then you have to go for the compression. Compress the actual generated signature with the X message. Okay. After that, if confidentiality required for the message what we are transmitting with respect to authentication, is it required with respect to confidentiality, then verify with respect to encryption key. You have to use the encryption key, and on X means X is the message, na? Then how we can do this encryption? See, you have to do the encryption of your X message, means whatever the message we have generated, with the use of key. Okay, session key. KS represents session key. This encrypted message has to be concatenated with the public key with the session key encryption. Using the session key only, you have to use, you have to encrypt the public key, and then you have to send it towards the sender. Okay, convert, if you are not, see, after sending this, convert the message into your ASCII character. That you can do it using the radix 64 algorithm. That's why convert to radix 64 to the X message. Okay, if you don't need this confidentiality, directly go for this conversion of radix 64. Okay, then next we have for the receiver, that is generic reception diagram. Convert from the radix 64, means already we have transmitted the information in the terms of radix 64 term, and convert that using radix 64, means reverse we are doing conversion from radix 64 to binary number. That confidentiality has been implemented or not, that we have to check. If yes, you have to decrypt the actual key, actual message. That's why you need to have decryption key and message. Okay, to get the KS, that is whatever the session key was, that to get the encryption key, then decrypt. How we are going to decrypt? You have to decrypt the public key with the KS. Whatever the public key, using the public key, we have encrypted the session key. That's why using that, if you are public key, if you are using the public key, you are going to decrypt whole part of your encrypted part of key. That will provide you the key. After that, you have to take, using that session key, you are going to decrypt your message. After that, you will get X, that is a message. After that, whatever the message you are getting, you have to decompress it, that is Z inverse of X. After that, you have to verify that signature is required or not. If signature is not required, directly you will get the final message. If it is required, then you have to go check that signature is verified or not. You have to verify with respect to transmission into the receiver end. That's why you will be verifying at the receiver end.